This course is from the College of Education. It's called Educational Technology Course, Curriculum 101. This course is a core course for the college, which means it's taken by all students in the College of Education. Plus, it's an elective for some colleges, like humanities, I think IT, they can, business, some students come and register for the course. The nature of this course is like it has theoretical part and hands-on, which means for me, when I started the blended learning, or anything that is theoretical, I just conducted the classes synchronously using virtual classroom. Anything that needs hands-on, I just do it in the lab. So the outcome was like 50-50 for the blended, for the online and face-to-face. And you can, of course, you can adjust that. It's up to you. My aim for blended learning was to encourage students to collaborate with each other, to be active learners. And the strategy I followed for the blended learning was to have both synchronous and asynchronous, both ways. Why? Because mostly the students that are taking this course, they come first semester and they don't know much, and they come like wondering. Sometimes you make things very clear for them on Blackboard. They don't read, they don't do it, and then they do something in the assignment. When you ask the student, why did you do that? And the typical answer that you will hear, I asked my friends and they told me. So I thought I will just try to involve them in the course by having different ways of displaying content. And the thing that I try to follow is ease of use. If you have a fantastic course but it's difficult to use, then you will have problems with that course. So ease of use and navigation is very important for that. And I think I already talked I have a model that I created last year, and some of you are already familiar with it. I claim that if you follow this model, you will be able to maybe create interactive digital content. And I use it for training, and I use it, of course you don't need to use the whole thing, but some steps and some phases, it helps. So I have like some copies. If you like, you can take a copy. The demo is not about the model, but I just thought I would give it to you. So if you need one copy, you can take it. I have it also in Arabic, if you are interested in it. Now, so that's the course. I blended. It's hopefully now it's official, and it will continue. And blending courses is work in progress. Don't think that once you blended the course, it will be the same. You might change everything altogether. So it's work in progress. You start and then you enhance your work as you go on. The same thing for me. So what I will do, I didn't prepare a presentation because I didn't think that there is a need. I will just walk you through what I have in the course. I'm just waiting for the laser. But if you look at the menu here, because a lot of students say, you have so many things, you have so many buttons, you have this and that. They always complain. So what I did, I tried to categorize the course into 3 main sections, if you can see there. As needed, that means that section, if you need, go there. Sometimes you need, sometimes you don't need. Just it's psychological effect for the students. They think, oh, you don't have to do a lot of things. We have only this section. And the middle section, must use. I tell the student, this is the section that you have to focus on. In spite of the fact they have also to see the previous section. And the last section is optional. If they don't go there, it's up to them, because the optional section is about online dictionaries, checking grades, doing things that are for them. So I'll just walk you through this, and then I'll leave time for questions. Now, as you can see here, once they enter the course, they have the home page. Sometimes it's good to have some modules for the students. For me, what I did, I put something like the textbook that is from Cortex, through aggregator, Cortex, and they click and they will go to that textbook, e-textbook. So I put it there. Now, one thing that I also follow is to give more than one access to the same content to make it easier for them. Because sometimes you tell them, go to that and say, where did you put that assignment? So sometimes it's good to have more than one option, more than one technique for the same content, which I did. This homepage, the first they see, I put like the e-textbook. I have thesaurus. They search like for translation or synonyms. I have calculator. They are not math, but if they need it, it's there. And also I have the announcement. Text pad if they want to take notes, but right now I tried it and it seems it doesn't work properly. I don't know why, but it's there. They can write text. And then I have my task and needs attention, etc., etc. So this is the home page just for the urgent stuff that you want to show your students. To-do list, alerts, retention center, etc., etc. Now, as needed section, the first thing I have, I tell students, start here. Now what I do here, it's not, in fact, it's not completed. I just created, I'm going to create, I create just part of it just for the demo purpose. Video browsing the whole course. You tell them, if you want to succeed in this course, you have to know how to navigate through the course. Very important, because you will always, no matter what you do in the classroom, you tell them, this is what you do, they will forget. So it's better, and they will argue with you. Say, no, you didn't tell us. That's what happens with me. I spend one whole class just showing them what to do with the Blackboard, how to submit, how to do this and that. But still, sometimes some students are not there. Some students say, I didn't tell us. Some students say, I didn't understand. So the best way to do it, just explain it in video. And this is what I try to do. So click here. If I start here, so I tell them start. As you can see, I'm using like verbs. I don't know why, I just thought that's like start, meet, understand, attend, check, calendar, enhance, and then study units, read. Something that's my own suggestion. So start here. If I click here.
Dear students, welcome to Education Technology Course 101.
So just introduction.
I just want to introduce you to the e-learning system Blackboard, because it's very important to know how to navigate through the course to guarantee success in this course and to learn the materials. Here is the course, Blackboard. Once you log into Blackboard, you will come to this homepage. In this homepage, I just try to.
So anyway, I just did it real quick this morning because it's not ready. I'm trying to redesign. But what I used here, do you know what I used here? What program? No, it's not Panopto. It's something else. Panopto doesn't. Yeah? Camtasia Studio. Very nice program. Camtasia, maybe for me it's number one. Camtasia Studio. Why? Not because of Camtasia. C-A-M-T-A-S-I-A. It's from Blacksmith. It's very famous. Why? Because this program, I always shift. This program, its strength is after recording, the editing, the studio. In the studio, you can have a lot, even you can have quizzes within this program. You can have a lot of annotations. You can have zoom in, zoom out. You can have pop-ups. You can have transition. So many things. If you want to try it, you can download it for 1 month. Try it. But for me, it's a very nice program. It's not free. I think it costs like $200. But if you are a faculty member, you can request it from your college. And the good thing also, if suppose I record the lecture using Camtasia, I can upload it using Panopto, and then I add something else with Panopto, which I think some of you already know about it. Because Panopto has different orientation, but it's good for streaming and stuff. But this one for the studio editing, after you record, you can record anything. You can record PowerPoint, you can record streaming, anything. But what comes after, that's what is good about this program. It's very nice program, yeah.
Could you just mention the name again?
The name? Camtasia. Let me. It's I like it. Camtasia. Let me say Camtasia. Then now they have 9. Camtasia 9. Camtasia 9. This one. Camtasia. Not Camtasia 9. They already have 9. If you want to download 9. And my suggestion, if you are into blended learning, try to get this one, Camtasia, for all your needs. Even if you have Panopto, it's okay, it's good. But this one, if you want to have, once you record, you want to zoom in on something, you want to zoom out, you want to draw like circles, you want to have annotations, you have a lot of things. And I think most companies that, business companies that produce multimedia, they use Camtasia. This is a very, very famous company, what do they call it? Black what? Not Black. Let me just, Camtasia 9.
With Wix, you can create a...
No, it's okay. I don't want to shift the demo. But if you want to ask me later, I can show you the program. I can even sit with you and show you like a couple of minutes how to use it. But try to download it. Download it for trial version for 1 month. Anyway, so start here. That's for students. And I do really encourage every one of you to create a video, even if you are not in bleeding course. Because Blackboard right now, it's the one that we use for teaching, even supplemental, web enhanced, not necessarily blended. So try to create a video, very easy using it. Even you can use PowerPoint recording and talk about it and then save it and upload it. Now, one thing that I do, so that I don't have the duplicate of the videos, I upload them to content collection under my name, not to every course. And then I get the permanent address. If you go to content collection and right-click on the video clip, you will see 365 degrees. Then you click, you get permanent address. Then take that link and put it anywhere. And even if you update, you have 4 sections, for example, you update the link, the video once only from content collection. It will be updated in all. Okay, now Meet Instructor. This is very, to me, let me show you, Meet Instructor. That's about information, that's me. But for here, I have video clip. I don't want to play it, but it talks about determination and life and, you know. I have the most important stuff here. I have my expectations from the students, and I put them like fresh student. Each letter is like acronyms, mnemonics, acronyms, you know what they call them. So fresh student, F means, I spend time to create this. It's just, I don't know, sometimes I get crazy with ideas and then I spend time. So fresh, each letter stands for something. Fresh students. My expectations, and always, if something goes against my expectation, I just send them this picture again. Say, please, do you remember this we discussed at the beginning of the semester? And you can create whatever you like. Expectations. Also here, I have some welcome note, and I have a graph about neuro language programming. I have also, you know, just I try to encourage them that nothing is difficult. With effort, with plan, you can succeed. That's the whole idea. And I give some pictures, some, you know. And below, because I know some students don't know the cost of cheating or plagiarism, they don't know. Some of them say, oh, you didn't tell us, I just copied from I say, that's common sense. Why would you copy and paste something and give it to me? Say, oh, you didn't tell us, I don't know. So I put the file there for university plagiarism policy, and I tell them it's very critical. If you cheat and you are caught cheating, you are fired from this university plus other university in the region. Sometimes, you know, it never happened. It happened with one student I know a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
I wish it would happen.
You know, it happened, and
They do it. They plagiarize every day.
At that time, what happened? It was like a manual. So the student caught cheating in the exam, something like that. A report was written, and then it took time, and the student continued. And the last semester, she was fired. So it happened. I know at least one case. In any case, for me, for plagiarism, what I do, I give them one chance. When they upload the assignment, I give them 2 trials. I tell them, the first one is for you because you don't know. Check the report, and then fix it. Then upload it again. Now, the second time you upload it, then you are responsible. The first one is for you because some of them don't know. You know, they are, especially for my course, many are coming from schools. So they think it's okay to copy and some of them, what they do, copy and paste, and then they write the reference, the address, I mean the website. They think they did a good job. That's what happens. So, you know, you have to. So basically here, Instructor, you can even record the video. You see here, it's still as needed. Now, understand syllabus. I have it in two HTML, this one, and then I have it as PDF file. It will come like, that's PDF file. The whole syllabus, PDF file. They can also download it from here. So I have it. The first section, it's brief, but it's HTML if you know HTML. The second one is just PDF file. Some of you asked me last time, how do you embed the PDF file like that? And that's what I prefer. I don't want them click and then open PDF. It's right there.
How do you do that?
You embed it. When you create an item, you have the link of the PDF file. You just say embed, and then it will be like that. And the syllabus, I put it in content collection. And when I upload a revised syllabus, I just use the same name, and then everything will be synchronized. So I don't have to go even to the sections or the section. It's automatic. These are for workshops. I don't know if I'm going to do any workshop for this, because there is now somebody who is there for Blackboard. Now, understand that's the syllabus. So I have short, like the goals, and then course description, and then for the details, it's the PDF file that they can download with the rubrics, with everything. And also here, I have like I used colors for green is okay, you are good, a good shape, at a good shape. Yellow, like traffic lights. I paid a lot of money this morning for traffics. That's okay. Yellow. That's, you know, yellow. It's like a traffic light. You can still go, but it's not preferred. But red, be careful. So this is the syllabus. Failure absence. I think they are recording streaming, right? So I'm very restricted on many things. Now, assess. Let's see here. Attend virtual classroom. This is the main thing for the course regarding the synchronous. For example, my course we have a textbook that has, I think, 12 chapters, but because it's like 50-50, I cover only 6 chapters, and then the rest of the time is for hands-on. So what I do, when I have a chapter 1, chapter 2, I do a session at night, at 9. The best time I found, it's, I think, Tuesday, at 9 to 10 or something like that. So I record, I have the session. Now, once I record it, because some students have internet access that is not good, some of them, they don't know, or they say I have sound problems, or, you know, it happens. I download, next morning, I download the lecture, and then if I want to enhance it, I enhance it with Camtasia, with Panapto, or whatever. I upload it again to the units, which I will show you later, must use. Now, for me, it's not enough that they watch the class or attend the online. No, they have to go and to see it again and do the quiz, do the blogs, do the discussion. So what comes after is more important than attending the only class, the 1-hour class. So these are all sessions, but you'll see them somewhere else. Now, so here, this one, I said as needed, because if we have class, okay, we can have a class, we can have sessions. Check calendar. I found this is very useful for students. And you need to tell your students, because they will keep asking you, when do we have to submit this and that? Now, it's very basic. Add the calendar to the menu. Now, for the calendar to work, you have to make a due date for any assignment, for any quiz, for anything that you want to see in the calendar. If you don't do a due date, it will not show up in the calendar. That's the requirement. So create assignment, decide on the due date. Even if you don't want the assignment to disappear, okay, fine. It will be there. Even if they submit after the due date, it will tell you late, submission is late. It's fine. And that's what I do. I don't make it disappear for one reason. Every time you'll find some students say, oh, I missed the deadline, then you have to open it again. No. So what I do, I make a due date, I leave it open, they submit after the date, I get the notice that it was late. That's simple, as simple as that. So the calendar, I think it's very, very nice for for a student. They can check here. They select their course, and then they click. I don't have anything right now. It's January. Now, enhanced learning, still as needed. I have some things here. A lot of materials. You see, it takes time, but I'm just showing, like image library, teachers discovering textbook, whole textbook that we used to have before, IST standards. I have a lot of files. So this is the first section, as needed. I tell the student, if you need to go, go. You don't have to visit it all the time. Now, one thing that I did this semester for students, I told them, this is blended learning course. You have to be very active, and you will get 10 points. Now, how do I give them 10 points? What I do is this, because I'm not good in memorizing names for some reason. I have disability. I don't know why, unless I want. Sometimes I want, right away, but I don't know. It's just like psychological.
It's hard when there's 5 or 6 modules.
Yeah, that's right. So I tell them, don't depend on memory. All what I do, I get analytics from Blackboard. So this semester, I told them, I'll get the statistics, I'll get the analytics from Blackboard. I show them, even I send them the reports. And the 10 points that I give you are based on your activity on Blackboard. This time, because we have, if you are going to use Panopto, you are already familiar with Panopto, you can get analytics and you will know who watched video and how many minutes, etc., etc. If you have time, you can go to details. For me, what I do, I get the statistics and it tells me from Blackboard. It has a lot of analytics. And then I say the average. I look at the class as a whole. Where is the average? Because some students go to the extreme, thousands of participation. Some of them tens. So, most of them hundreds. So I say, okay, let's say I have 10 points. I'm looking for 100. You have 100, 10, 90, 9, 80, something like that. So mathematics, I deal with it mathematically because I want them to participate and cooperate. That's my, I might be wrong, but my aim is to increase their interaction with their classmates. I tell them, you write whatever you want. I will not grade you on what you say. And as long as it's ethical, you know, and within the scope of academic scope. So here, this is enhancement. I have a lot of things there. Now, must use. This is, in fact, this is what is what I have most of the stuff. Where did the divider go? I had divider. It disappeared. Unbalanced. You see, I have study units, read e-textbooks, assess learning, use tutorials, share ideas, and surveys. These are the main sections for me. Study units, what do I have? Once I conduct the virtual classroom, I go back to the study units and then I focus on the chapter as follows. I'll show you. And here, study units. I have a number of chapters. I have chapter 5, chapter 6, chapter 4, chapter 3. Let's just pick any chapter, chapter 4, for example. I can switch to the student's preview. Let me show you the student preview so that you get like, come on. Now, oh, it brought me back. Okay. So study units is the main meat for, okay. So the main materials are here. You see here, I have 10 things that students have to do after the virtual classroom. And just to guarantee that they don't just watch the video and that's it, or they attend the virtual classroom and some students, what they do, they log into the virtual classroom and then I think they disappear. Because sometimes I call, so-and-so, where are you? Nobody answers. Can you raise your hand? Nothing. So some students, they know how to trick technology or trick you. But I tell them, you are not tricking me, you are tricking yourself. Yes. You are the one who loses. So for me, it's the same. Even in grades, I tell them, the loser is at the end. So here, let's say chapter 4. I conducted chapter 4 in virtual classroom. Sometimes I do the recording, not necessarily in virtual classroom. If I do it in, let's say, Camtasia or Office Mix, or right now it's recording, or Panopto, what I do, I have virtual classroom for discussion only. So they have the materials, they watch it before, and then we decide on the time, tell them, okay, prepare any questions you have, let's have virtual classroom. But I keep them engaged with the virtual classroom. Hello? Yeah.
What tool do you use for the virtual classroom again?
Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. It's very nice. And if you want to have very high resolution output, then you have to have, let's say, webcam camera, like a legit X4 or whatever. Just if you are keen on that. There are some nice cameras like less than 1,000, and you can request it from the college if you are registered in the blended learning. Okay, so what I have here, of course, the first one, you have the objective of the chapters, and then I tell them, okay, watch the recorded class. You see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm using module. I think if you already know modules, very nice. Why? Because you can control the steps that you display. Sometimes you don't allow the student to go to step number 3 unless or until they finish step number 1 and 2. They can't go to 5 unless they finish 4, if you want. So you can control that. For me, I just leave it like that because not all the sections are required, so I don't make it. So this one,
now I have started recording.
Now, of course, you see, the first thing I told them, I started recording because you need to tell them for ethical purpose, right? Because if you record without telling them, maybe next day the video will leak out and then somebody will, you'll be in trouble. So you need to tell them, of course, I started like a second ago, not now because it's recorded what I said. But at the beginning, click and started recording so that it's like an evidence for me that I told them. Just in case, life is full of surprises.
So you are recording them as well? Or you are recording each student on his computer?
No, you see, there is a question. Am I recording students? You see, I'm recording the class. If students talked or opened their cameras, will be recorded. But because for me, we teach female students, I tell them, please, I don't recommend you that you open your camera.
It's only voice.
But for voice, okay. No, you can. Blackboard Collaborate Ultra allows you, I think, 16 cameras at the same time. So if you want, you have to decide. But for me, I'm so scared. I don't tell them to open the cameras. I tell them, okay, I'm recording, but okay, mic, fine. You can talk. I mean, because if they don't talk even with using a mic, you feel you are alone. So you need to hear some voices. So sometimes the voices come with randomly, and I hear children cry or children making. That's the real problem. Sometimes I tell you can't switch off the mic for that, but you have to look for it, and sometimes it's not a good thing. And I tell them at the beginning, please make sure the mic is off, because some students, I think what they do, they log in and the mic is on, and then start playing with their kids or doing this and that, and then that will be recorded. So you have to give tutorial for your students before you conduct any virtual classroom. Very important. Now, so here you see, I have 10 things that they have to do. The first thing, of course, watch. If they watch, then they can read. I read chapter 4 details. What they do here, if they click, they will go to the textbook, e-textbook. But I'll tell them, you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. And this one will be all recorded in analytics. So at the end, that will be paid off. I mean, they will get 10 points. But you tell them also. So here, if I click, it will launch the textbook, the e-textbook, but there is no need. Now, review chapter. This will take them to PowerPoint presentations. They are located somewhere. I click, launch, if they launch here. These are all PowerPoint, in case they want to download. Now here, must-see resources. Also, I have resources here, extra resources related to the chapter. You see, some resources related to that chapter. I know students are not using like maybe 20% of what I have. And the only thing that will make them use whatever you have is the points, the grades. Even if you tell them, this is very, very important. They ask you, is it going to be in the exam? If you tell them yes, then they will study it. But that's not the goal. I tell them, what is your goal? Is to get points or to learn? Learn, just come to the classroom with the intention to learn, then you will get the grades. The grades will come running to you by themselves. You don't have to even to call them. But they don't, just grades, I don't know, this is something very irritating. Sometimes you think, should I tell them this is a very important topic? They will just asking, is it going to be in the exam? Which is not a good reason for telling them the important topics.
I have a question, Doctor.
Yeah.
I'm slightly confused about what do you use to record that
Which one?
classroom interaction?
No, which one? This one?
The classroom interaction that we've just shown us, when you said, now I'm going to start recording.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, this is Blackboard Collaborate Ultra.
So can you show us the option that you've taken already to record that?
Oh, this is it's a session, 1 hour session. But what you do, you decide where you want to do it. Go to the tools. So what you can do here from plus sign, just say tool, go to tool, select Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Now, once you are there, you can create a session. That's it. Very simple. You create a session, decide on the time when you want to make it open. Sometimes what you can do, you can have Blackboard Collaborate Ultra for virtual office hours. And you can make it appear from 9 to 10 every day, for example. Or from 10 to 11 every other day. You can specify. So students will know at this time it will be open, automatic. But so that's Blackboard. But what you can do, let's see, let me just show you real quick. I'll exit students view because this is for me. So if I have plus here, you can say tool link. If you want to have it. So if I click here to link, I will go here, Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. This one, Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. That's what you need. All you need is that. So create, I called it here, I called it attend virtual classes. But if you select it, you will go to that area where you can create sessions. I do recommend you try it. It's very nice. Sometimes it's better than face-to-face because you can have audio, you can have video, you can have chatting, you can have interactive board, you can have annotations, you can have raising hands. So sometimes you can have desktop sharing, you can have program sharing, you can demonstrate so many things. So sometimes it's better than face-to-face. But the only concern is the internet connection. If your students don't have high-speed internet connection, then you will have a problem. But to avoid that, what I do, I record. And if students tell me, I can't log in, I have this and that, my computer, I say, don't panic. Tomorrow you can watch it, or after 1 hour, because it will take sometimes 10 minutes. I tell you, just wait, okay, go out from the virtual classroom or keep silent, and then after I finish, come back after 10 minutes, you can watch the whole class.
It will be automatically archived in a place, or you need to allocate a place for
Okay, first you have to say recording. If you don't click on recording, it will not record anything. Okay, that's for sure. And then it will be there under recordings. If you go to the session, there is a button at the far left. Click, and then you will have a list called recordings. Click there, you will see all the recordings.
But can you make a link for it?
Of course, of course. You see, where did I put it? The virtual classroom is here, right? Let me show you. It's here, right? Here, the virtual classroom. What's this? Oh, I didn't. Okay, the virtual classroom is here. Attend virtual classroom. This one, Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. That's the create a session. You see, create a session, and then you have. Now I took it here and put it here. Under study units. Where study? Okay, no units. Where are the units?
Yeah, you were there. You were there.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just sometimes I lose focus, I guess. Okay, so you see now this one. What you saw, watch recorded session. Now you see my view. You see, for the student view, they didn't see everything there. But because I exited the student view, I see because I'm designer, right? If I switch back to the student view, then they will not see everything at the same time. They will have to go one by one. That's the difference, right? But it doesn't matter. I'll just show you all sections here. Now this one, you see, that you saw.
Now I have started recording.
You see this one? That one, I brought it from the virtual classroom. I got the link. That's all. I got the link, and then embed. You know, embedding is very, very nice. I'll show in a while how to embed, not how to, I'll do what I did. Embedding from Google, embedding from other websites, embedding from Office. That's very powerful to know. So you can embed anything, and then the students even don't realize it's not in Blackboard. It's somewhere else, but it's connected to Blackboard, cloud computing. Okay. Now let's see, I read the chapter, and then I see resources. Now discuss. I have 3 things that they have to do for each chapter. And also I have general. They have to discuss what they learn in the chapter. That's discussion. Then they have to reflect on the chapter if they like it. This is what I hope for. But do they do it? That's something else. But this is what I tell them they need to do. And I tell them you will get 10 points. Some students do, some students don't. But what can I do? I just tell them, if you want to learn the most from the course, then do these things, and hopefully you will learn, and at the same time you'll get high grade. You know, sometimes I tell them also, sometimes if all of you get C, fine with me. If all of you fail, it's fine with me. I'm just a judge. And students, you know what they do? You gave me C, you gave me D. You are like guilty. I tell them, no, I didn't give you. You gave yourself that grade. If you did your work, for me, it doesn't make a difference if I give you error, but I have to be honest. I'm a judge. I just, but they don't understand that very easily. So right now we are using rubrics, and I tell them, okay, before you come to me, check the rubrics. I tell them, before you submit, before you do the assignment, go and check the rubrics. Before you submit, check it again. And then you can, if you have any concern, tell me. But until now, I didn't change in grades because it's almost, I'm very careful about grades, and I use rubrics. But you have to tell the students. So here, discussion, for me, I have 3 things. Discussion, that they discuss what they learn. Blogs, they reflect on the reflection, write 1 paragraph or half paragraph. Reflection, if they like it, how they are going to apply it. And then wiki. I really recommend using wikis. Do you know wikis? How many of you are using wikis? Really very good. You know, sharing, collaboration. Because in wikis, you can ask your students to maybe collect resources or do this and that. You have the topic, and then each one will create a wiki page, design it for herself or himself, and then will allow editing and comments from other students, etc., etc. Let me just show you an example. So here, if they click on chapter 4, this is specific for chapter 4, you see? Discussion, chapter 4, forum. And then that's what they learn. Okay, here blog, that's, you know, blogs. I have this, but this blog, well, I think it didn't, it's like posting, replying. It's a little bit different than discussion, but it has index. It's very nice. I use it for reflection. Now wiki. For chapter 4, you see wiki. I just tell them if you have resources, for this chapter, collaborate. Now you see here, that's 1 student, and then the list of students there. So the student can create a wiki page, and after they create the wiki page, they can allow editing, they can allow comments. So if I click on it, so you see another student, a 3rd student, a 4th, you see? Oh, why this big? So the good thing about wikis is collaboration. I have an assignment, I call it special topic. Each student will select a topic that she likes and that is good for the whole class. And all the time I do that special topic because sometimes you get a lot of ideas. I tell them 2 conditions. 1, the topic should be related to the course, not outside the course. Number 2, it should be interesting for the whole class, not just for specific, because for me, different majors. If the topic satisfies these 2 conditions, fine, use it. And then I tell them, don't submit it to submission, no. What do? You create a wiki page for yourself, and the wiki I call special topic. Why? Because I want everybody to see all special topics, and then they can download the files and the details, something like that. So I end up with so many special topics, different topics, that enriches the class. And I really recommend to do that. Just 5 points, special, call it special or call it whatever you want. You will get a lot of ideas from students.
Can you show us a page where we can see different contributions?
Okay, I'll come to under special assignments, but I just want to finish here first. Okay, so that's the wiki. So you see here, let's see. So you see for chapter, then wiki, I have journal. This one, I tell them one thing that students don't do, they don't take notes. No matter what you tell them, they don't take notes. And this is very, very, I tell them, how do you expect to memorize everything? You come for this class, you listen, and you take mental notes. You are genius. And then you go to another class. You go to the other class, you forget what you learned in the first class. So I tell them, take notes, please. Either digital notes, taking OneNote is very excellent program. It has been there. It's like Microsoft Gym. It's have been there for a long time. People don't see it, don't use it for some reason. But you can take audio notes, video notes, annotation. You can do a lot of things. You can even send files to it. You can send the website. Very nice. If you are a kind of organized person, use this program, OneNote. So I tell the students to use notes, but still, you just keep shouting, talking. Nobody listens to you most of the time. So I put there, I journal. Then I take notes here. So students, they browse the internet, then they can take notes, private notes. Sometimes you can make not public notes, but it's up to you. For me, because I want them to feel secure, I tell them take private notes here for this chapter. But I will be able to see that. They know that, you know, as an instructor and designer. Okay, this time I'm thinking of grading the notes because I want them to get used to custom to taking notes. I can't, you know, when I was in the States, I remember one situation, PhD. One of my colleagues, my roommate, he's very, very, very intelligent. He came to the classroom and we were taking, I think, course statistics or something. And at the end, he got B instead of A. So he went to the instructor and asked her, Doctor, why did I get a B? She said, because you come to the classroom like a soldier marching, like that. And what he does, he doesn't bring notes. He just have a piece of paper. He puts it in his pocket, then come like that. So she got very offensive because she doesn't see him writing or having nothing. That's why she put him in her mind, B instead of A. But then he argued with her and she changed the grade. But you see, taking notes, he was focusing on him. You don't take notes, you come like marching, you know. And it was true. I mean, just imagine yourself, a student coming like that. Nothing, no pencil, no pen, no notebook. What you say, oh, reluctant. You don't care about my course? Anyway, what's it?
They are not trained to take notes.
I know, that's why you need to focus on taking notes.
We try to train them and they
Yeah.
don't listen to us.
Yeah, you do your best. You see, your job and to satisfy yourself, tell them what is right, and then it's up to them. You can't do more than that. Yeah.
I like that journal you said, taking the notes. I'm going to try that.
Yeah. So you see, I tell them, but if I click, I don't know. I don't want to open it at this time.
Doesn't know how to write. How do you expect to take a note?
Huh? What is it, Doctor?
No, I'm saying some of them, they don't know how to write.
I know. But you see, notes, I tell them, this is private, even scratch, even doodle, do whatever. Nobody will see it. Nobody. I don't have time to look at your notes. I mean.
Can they write in Arabic?
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Yeah, it's okay, yeah. Now the last thing here is the quizzes. You see, I have the quizzes, chapter reviews, midterm, final, and of course, do you know lockdown browser? Mm-hmm. Most of you, for cheating. No, what I do, the chapter reviews, I just open them in Blackboard for 10 days. I tell the students, you have 10 days. If you don't do the chapter review, you lose it. These are the chapter. I don't want to waste one class for giving a quiz. So I tell them, okay, the chapter review number 4 is there because we are done with chapter 4. So do all of this and then do the chapter review. It's recorded in the grade center, but at the end it's like 1 point or less. So for me, I want to encourage them to do the chapter reviews and to prepare for the midterm. But I have the midterm. The midterm and final, I take them to the lab. We have a lab, and I have knockdown browser, and also I bought partitions from Daiso and like boards with stands, put them like that. And then after the exam, I took them back, put them on the somewhere there. So every exam, I just put like that. I tell them, I don't want you to waste your time thinking about what other students are doing. Just focus on your computer. And it works, in fact, because some students, they come to the exam with the hope that her friend sitting beside her will help. You see, psychology. So if you come with that mentality, I think you will not answer the exam well, even if you are good. So you see here, there are a lot of sections here. But you see, must use study units. Any questions about this part? So study units, you see, I have each chapter, and then under each chapter, I have 10 things that students have to do after the virtual. This is asynchronous. I told you virtual classroom is
Just a quick question about the study units. So you organize them as modules?
Yeah. Yes. Why? As module. Study units, I organize them as modules. Why? Because I can control it more if I want them to go to step 3 after step 2. That's one. Also the display, they have a menu, new menu. You see here? Yeah, it's not just like they get, and you can even make this disappear, the other one, the main menu. So you see here, I don't know why I'm clicking on number 4 all the time, but it's the same thing, you see. Oh yeah, of course. That's what I do. What I do, I copy the same module, but I change the link to the virtual classroom. I change the link to discussion. I change the link to blogs, but the design is the same. I don't have to do it from scratch. And the sections that are overall like exams, the same. I keep it the same because I don't take them specifically to that quiz. I take them to the same section, the whole section. So you can't just copy the module. So that's the middle. You see the new menu that, yeah? Okay, so must use. Now assessment, of course you must use read textbook. Let me go to assessment. Assessment here, I tell them, I want to go there, but time is running. You see assessment, I tell them there are 3+1 for assessment. I have your participation, active learning. And here I have blogs, I have discussion, I have wikis. These are the ones that I have in study units, plus other general topics. Because study units are specific to chapters, but I have other discussions. I have other wikis. I have other blogs. Like blogs, I have one blog for each week. Wikis, I have for the topics that I want to cover. So the study units, they have only the specifics. Here I have more. So participation, task and assignments, quizzes and exams, these 3 things that students need to do. And then surveys. And also this one, you see this infographic I created? The NCAT, they like it, the accreditation. You see, because students always get confused. I don't know how I'm going to be assessed in the course. I tell them why. I have only 2 tests, 2 assignments, and midterm and final. So there are so many things. That's why I created this for them. I tell them these are the tasks. This is before I have a key here. So I created this in PowerPoint. And here before the midterm, after the midterm, something like that. So whenever they ask me, what do we have to do for the, say, look at that graph. And sometimes I send it to them once in a while. Because they keep asking you, what do we have to do for the course? No matter how many times you talk to them about that. So it's better to create like a flow chart. And then I put it at the beginning even. So here it tells them the due date. Okay, let's see, quizzes, surveys. Somebody who asked me about, let me show you the wiki, because somebody asked me, some colleague, about wiki. You see special topic, this one. This is an assignment. But what I do, I don't ask them to post it normally. What I do, I give them instructions, and then I go to special topic. You see here, here, special topic, it's in a wiki, it's a wiki. So each, you see the names of the students. One student selected of Evernote. Some student talked about YouTube. Another student talked about what's this? So you see, different students are talking about different topics. So that's a wiki. I tell them, first, create a wiki page for yourself with your name and ID. That's for sure. Now, connect this to grading. When you create the wiki, say this is graded wiki. You have 5 points, 10 points. Because when you connect it to grading, when you go to the grade center, you'll see the column. So that's the wiki. Okay, let's see. Now, I think the time is running. Let me just go to the last quick. When the time is approaching, I get some kind of panicking. Now here, tutorials. Tutorials. I'm very sensitive to time. Now, this is tutorial. I have like a YouTube channel which I started creating. I never found enough time. I just posted like 10 or 12 video clips. Global Tadrib. I have lynda.com. I have YouTube videos. So I have a lot of, this is my channel. This is lynda.com. So I just keep the tutorials, you know. Yeah, tutorials. And it's good to categorize them. You see, I categorize tutorials. YouTube videos, master templates and forms, infographics, apps for teachers, so many things. SlideShare, okay. Now this one, let me, because time is, I have 1 minute. Sharing ideas and surveys. Sharing, let me just show you the last one. This one, sharing ideas. Click here, let's see. Now here, I created Instructor, created students collaboration. You see, because I told you it's cloud computing, right? All the files that you'll see here are not created directly to Blackboard. No, they are either created on Google Drive or Office or any other, or Dropbox or whatever. Then they brought here through embedding. Let me just show you, like Instructor created. I have five. So this is, you see, a survey. This is one. This is from Microsoft Forms. I have another one, course goals. This is from Google Forms. You see, so students don't have to go. They don't have to go to Google, or they don't have to go to Office. It's already in there, and this makes it. They don't even know it's not Blackboard. So I have virtual classroom attendance, etc., etc. Now, student created. Let's see. A few seconds. Let me give me just 1 minute, please, if you like, if you don't mind. Now, student collaboration. Let me show you here. Now, this one is created by students. Launch. Let's see. Special topic. For example, this is. I hope I didn't Google Slides. This is automatic. This is automatic display, but that was a trial. It's from Google, but you can create Google Slides and make them automatic. You can post it to Blackboard, it will play automatic, like that, time. Now, what I do here, if you want your students to create a, let's say, presentation, create the dummy file, then give them the link. They should have like the access to it. And then they work on that collaboratively, and then you'll have it here. So you can save a lot of time. Translation, let me just, this one last, translation. What I did here, you see, translation. Now, this file is where? It's in Google. Students just collaborate. If they know terms that they translate, I am not allowed to translate them for them, the chapters or terms, but they do it themselves. They have the link, and then they can, you see, all these are from the student's ID. I tell them write your ID because they think when you ask them to write their ID, they think there is a reward. But I don't promise them anything. But that's what I discovered. Write your ID, write your name, okay, they will do it. But if you promise them, you give them points. But I don't promise them anything for this one. I tell them, please write your ID in there. And the outcome is there. So you see this file. Now, the students, if they want to edit, they click here. And then they will go to the file. To the file, you see. Oh, I think that's, I used Office. Okay, time is up. Thank you very much. I hope you learned something.